Hello guys, it's Katie and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to be sewing a Christmas blanket. Today is the 4th day of Creative Christmas, so if you guys haven't seen all of the other videos of Creative Christmas, make sure you check those out after you are done watching this one. But in this one I am making a Christmas throw blanket. So I've actually never sewn a blanket, so this is going to be a different experience for me. And I'm going to just get started and show you guys the materials that I have. And all of these materials will be linked in the description box below, just so you know. Or at least the most similar things I can find to these materials. So with that, let me just show you what we have. So the fabrics that I'm using for this project, I did show you guys in a haul video at the beginning of the month, so you guys are gonna just be seeing these again. But I do have this plush coral fleece pre-cut fleece fabric that is 100% polyester, and it is 1.5 yards. This is going to be the backing for my blanket. And then these are what makes it a Christmas blanket. So these are both Mainstays fleece throws that are 60 by 50 inches. So these do say fleece throws, they do not say fabric because they're actually meant to be blankets already. But I'm going to be cutting these and sewing them together to make them into one, and then using the white as the backing. It's basically the gist. You guys will kind of see the vision. Hopefully it sort of comes to life. But other than that stuff, I also have my sewing machine, which is over here, which I actually have red thread in right now, which is perfect for this color. So I'm going to be using that first, and then I will change to white threading whenever we're attaching the backing so that it matches with this. And then as far as to cut everything, I have my rotary cutter, which if you deal with fabric cutting and you don't have one of these, you 100% need one of these. I have my cutting board. That sounds like a cooking term. I really don't know what to call this, but I guess it's a cutting board because you put the fabric on here to cut it, so a cutting board. And finally, I have this piece of plastic, which also has a bunch of measurements on it, and this suction cup, which basically suctions to this to hold this down, and then you use this to cut in a straight line. Do I know any of the terms for this stuff? No. I apologize, but this is what I'm going to be using to cut the fabric. So the first step of this process is going to be to cut these fabrics. So I'm going to be getting on the floor to do that actually, so you guys are going to see the next clip on the floor. But I'm going to just point the camera downward. I have the cutting board, the rotary cutter, the fabrics. Well, I say fabrics loosely because these are already meant to be a blanket. As you can tell, they have the hemmings on the end and everything, but I'm going to be cutting them to create a different blanket. But yeah, these are quite large on their own, so I'm only going to need about half of each of these. I'm having a really hard time like explaining what's in my head, but you'll understand whenever you start to see it. But basically I'm going to cut these into squares. I want the squares to be big enough for you to like see the design on the fabric, you know? So maybe like 10 by 10 squares. So we're going to do that. 10 by 10 squares, and then I'm going to kind of do like 1 square of red, 1 square of green, 1 square of red, green, and like back and forth for the whole thing. Is my vision, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so this is what you guys just saw me cut, and I placed them in the design I was talking about. I need 2 more here, and then after that I'm basically just doubling this. So we should be on the right track. And yes, some of these are not like the exact same size, but that does give me some seam allowance, so that's actually better, I think. But anyway, yeah, just doing the rest of these off camera, and then I will place them all and start sewing them together. Okay, so there's not enough room on this floor to completely lay everything out, but you guys get the picture. So we have 10 by 10 squares and rows of 4 by 5, and this is how they're going to be sewn together. Okay, so this is going to be a very long process of sewing all of these squares together. So we're basically just going to have a montage unless I have something to say. Okay, so 4 of the squares are together, which if you did want to do something like this, you wouldn't even need a backing for it. Like, if your stitches were cleaner than mine, you wouldn't need a backing for it, but I'm doing a backing because not only did I not cut everything the best, but also my stitches are just not great. So that's why I'm going to sew the backing on, but from the front, it's not terrible. So now I'm just going to continue this process. So we have half of this done now, so I have the other half to go and then attach it together. So update, I have about 6 panels left and then these 2 to attach. But while I was trying to do that, I got the sewing machine jammed and this little tiny piece of fabric was stuck underneath all of this, and I had to disassemble the whole thing, use a seam ripper and scissors to get that little piece out. So that was very fun. That took about 20-30 minutes, but back to it now. And being much more careful. I was going way too fast and I didn't realize it was getting jammed, and that's what made it 10 times worse. So being much more careful now to not get it jammed, and if it does get jammed, notice it before. Okay, I am so excited. The first, well, I was gonna say first panel. I don't have to make a second panel because we're just doing the white backing. So this is all completed. Is it perfect? No. Is it good enough? Yes. Especially a lot of the edges I'm actually going to use as a seam allowance, so you actually won't see this these edges that were from like the original blankets. So yes, now I need to go measure out the amount of the white fabric that I need, and then basically after that I'm gonna rethread my sewing machine to be white thread, and we're gonna put the backing on and it's gonna be done. Okay, so rethreaded the bobbin to be white and rethreaded it in general. Just all of it's white now. I didn't actually measure out this fabric, but I am going to just start with it and then cut off the excess. So that's the plan. So, I don't know if you guys can tell, but yeah, that's what's happening currently. And it's currently like 1:30 in the morning. I really wanted to finish this tonight, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Let me try to straighten this out. Okay, update. This was much easier to take out than the rest. Actually, I just cut it and then it just pulled through, but somehow all of the threads in here got stuck like inside, so I had to cut that. But a lot more of a simple fix, at least. And the reason why it happened again this time without me noticing, I was going slow, but I'm doing a different stitch than normal, and so it was on like the same spot, and I just thought that it was because it's a different stitch. No, it's because it was messing up. Anyway. We have a blanket and it's actually really stinking cute, if I do say so myself. We have the white backing and the squares, which it did end up as like a really nice throw size, which is great. So of course, like I said earlier, it's not perfect. Like my squares are not lined up completely, and some of the backing has threads and there's some threads in other places, but I'm really happy with it for my first blanket and I'm pretty proud of myself. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. If you guys want to see more videos from me, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and turn on the post notification bell, that way you know every single time I upload a brand new video. If you guys do want to see more from me, you can check out more videos of mine, my blog, my Etsy shop, my podcast, all of my social medias, and my vlog channel. All of that is always linked in the description box down below for you guys, as well as the materials that I used to make this, or at least the most similar materials I can find online will be linked in the description box below for you guys. Hey guys, just a quick reminder before we end off this video, I am currently doing Vlogmas on my vlog channel, where I am vlogging every single day for 25 days in a row. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, that will be the first link in the description box for you guys. And with all of that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!